name is Pham. I'm doing PhD at Monash University. My supervisors are Dr. Lennon Chang and Professor Jonathan Cloud. Before joining the PhD program at Monash University, I used to work for Vietnam Police Force for a couple of years, and I'm working in the Interpol section in Ministry of Public Security of Vietnam. Today, I'm going to present about my PhD project. My project aims to investigate the problem of identity crime involving foreign offenders in Vietnam and law enforcement of Vietnam Police Force. I will focus more on online fraud or identity fraud, and I'm currently at the step of data collection in Vietnam. My presentation will include the problem of transnational identity crime in Vietnam. The aims of my project is research design and some some initial findings I got so far. Let's begin with my first part of my presentation. Identity crime is a term to describe crimes that involve the theft of identity information, creating false identities, and identity fraud. Identity information, including name, date of birth, passport number, username and password, banking detail, can be stolen and exploited illegally by offenders to commit other crime. For example, stealing and using credit card information of other people to withdraw money or buying goods online, or using the internet banking detail of other people to transfer money to the offender's account. Identity crime has become a big problem in many countries like the US, UK, and Australia, and it does not violate the privacy of victim, but also the big financial and psychological consequences for victims. For instance, a victim has to spend 35 hours on average to solve the problems related to the misuse of their personal information. Identity crime also has become a transnational problem. Why Via internet, cyber criminal can obtain identity information from a distant place, or they can buy personal information from online forum. Um, Offenders also travel to other country to commit this type of crime. Uh, the problem of transnational identity crime has become serious in Vietnam in past 10 years. Various modus operandi has been used by criminal group of foreign offender with participation of local offenders to defraud Vietnamese victim and foreign victim as well. Although the problems of transnational identity crime, especially identity fraud, has existed in Vietnam for many years, but research on this problem has been limited so far. My projects would like to give a better understanding on this problem in Vietnam area. It focus more on the giving a better understanding on the modus operandi used by international cyber offenders. It will aim to help scholars and policymakers understand the perception of international offender on the opportunities and risks of committing identity crime in foreign countries. Since then, the necessary strategy and measures can be developed and applied in the future to address this problem. In terms of research design, my project use the combination of two qualitative research methods, including content analysis and in-depth interview. I'm going to collect text from news article, investigation report, court judgments, and policy documents to analyze. And I also going to interview international inmates in Vietnam prisons and law enforcement officer in Vietnam police force as well. To this, I have completed 15 interview with law enforcement officers, and here are some my preliminary findings that I got from the interview and the text analysis. In terms of nationality of offenders, I see that um, each type of identity crime has its distinctive nationality. People from specific country to commit each type of crime. For instance, the credit cards fraud involving uh, mainly criminals from China and Eastern Europe countries. The majority of phone scams committed by offenders from Taiwan and China and Southeast Asia countries. And most of email fraud and social networking frauds involve African offenders. Foreign offenders immigrate in Vietnam by both illegal and illegal ways. They can use a small pathway across border between Vietnam and China and Vietnam, Cambodia to enter Vietnam. They travel between two countries to commit a crime and flee away to avoid the detection and arrest from Vietnam police. Especially African countries dispose their identity documents immediately after uh, entering Vietnam. They threw away their passport and other documents that may have Vietnam police can detect their true identity. African offenders have formed a big community in south of Vietnam and exchange the ways of committing online fraud. Foreign offenders also brought modus operandi that they used to use successfully in other countries to Vietnam. In terms of criminal networks, foreign offenders um, uh, has established a criminal network with local offenders by recruiting overseas Vietnamese labor. They also use intimate relationship with Vietnamese women to recruit other offenders. In networks, while foreign offenders have higher position, local offenders works just as employees with a fixed rate of payment, and the main part of illegal money will be transferred to the overseas country, and the top boss of the ringleader will receive that money. And the rule in this criminal network, the rule of anonymity has existed. It means that offenders don't know the true identity of other co-offenders in the group. What they know is only the alias name of their accomplice. The real boss is still staying in overseas country. He direct on activities in Vietnam via the chatting application. And finally, according to some participant perspective, Vietnam still have some weaknesses in law enforcement mechanism to control money flow via banks account, and people awareness of technology and fraud is limited, and our mechanism to manage young SIM card still weak. That's reason why it's a favorable condition for foreign offender to choose Vietnam to commit identity crime. That's I got so far. Thank you for your listening.